Well, hello and welcome. My name's Keith Hensley with CoreLogic, and we've been doing these webinars once a month on various topics. I think we've kind of done this one before. I think it's been a while though. Um, and for those that don't know, just a little shout out to our in-person training classes. Every month, also, me or lately, we've been having another CoreLogic trainer or trainers come in. But once a month, we do a in-person training class. Usually in the morning, we do a Matrix 101 class that you can always come to and join. And then in the afternoon, we kind of mix it up a little bit. We have various topics on various other stuff there. So that's usually the last Wednesday of every month. So I think it's the 30th. I don't know what month, what day it is that I'm coming in next, but it's the last Wednesday of the month. And we'll do training classes. So I just want to shout out, not just do we do these live webinars for you once a month, but we also do in-person training. And sometimes in-person is really good because there's other people there asking questions. I know there's other people here asking questions, but sometimes it's just a little bit better out there. So whatever you're liking and stuff, I just want to know that there's many options to learning any of our CoreLogic products, and not just Matrix, but Realist and MLS Touch and the One Home Client Portal as well there too. So just to introduce what we're about to talk about today, managing your searches. Before we actually get into saving searches and auto emails and stuff, I just want to go over a couple of neat techniques, searching techniques that you may or may not be aware of. One of them is the wildcard. I don't know if anyone's ever used a wildcard, but a couple sections that if you want to use the wildcards, street name, subdivisions are probably the two most important ones, but you can also use it in the remarks section, public remarks, to search for keywords, things like that. So that's something I want to get started with, and along with showing your some techniques, some searching techniques on searching off of the map, drawing shapes and stuff like that. So we'll start off with that, just show you some outside the box searching ideas, and maybe it'll help you. But then we'll talk about a saved search versus an auto email. Hopefully, if you don't know what they are by now, hopefully I will. And then I definitely, when I get into the auto emails, I want to talk about the concierge mode. So I really like the concierge mode. I call it a hidden gem because unless you've taken a class or watched some of the recordings that we have, a lot of us may not know what a concierge mode is, and it's part of an auto email. It's an extra way of managing your auto emails, if you will. And then at the very end, I'll just show you favorite searches and speed bar searches. So it'll probably take maybe 10 minutes total to cover those two there. Because again, maybe you don't know about those favorite searches or speed bar searches options out there for you. Okay, so let's go and get started here. I had a previous screen that talked about a survey, but we don't have a survey on this one. That's why I kind of just jumped that screen there really quick there. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to close down this screen, and please, at any time, there's just a handful of us here, either unmute yourself and talk if you got a microphone and ask me questions, or just type in the chat section. There's a little chat option there, and ask me questions there, because last thing I want to do is dominate this here. But if no one's asking questions, anything, I do have enough to talk and fill in this training session portion here. Okay. So like I said, the first thing I want to do is searching using a wildcards. Now, a wildcard was that asterisk there. So to do this, I'm going to go straight up to search, and I'm going to use the residential search here. Okay. You see me have this right here called try our new search. It's not, I don't think it's been enabled yet for the members. So this try our new search is something that's coming out as a feature enhancement. So I won't cover it. I did want to just mention it because some of you might be trying to do the same thing at the same time I'm doing right now. And you might say, well, wait a second, I don't have that try our new search there, or I don't have it there. It's a future enhancement that we'll get to later in the year or so, whenever we feel it's ready to be rolled out to you there. Okay, so the wildcard is a way to search for words such as a street name or subdivision. It's a way to kind of give you some options there. Okay, and if you hover over subdivision, you notice that little pop-up box that pops up there. I don't know if you've ever seen this or read this here, and it's also under that question mark right there. And if you click on it, with your mouse, your pointer, your clicker, it actually opens up. And what it does is tries to explain how you can use what we call the wildcard. See right there is the asterisk there. And it does give you some examples there that you can see out there. And there's actually something else that I almost forget to mention at times. There's also the exclamation point. See the exclamation point along with the asterisk. The exclamation point means not, I don't want this street, or I don't want that subdivision, or I don't want that word out there. So let me kind of explain this here. Okay, so when I go up to, and the reason why I only talk with street names and subdivisions, and I might even get into public remarks or broker remarks, is because those are the fields where people actually type things in. They spell things out. And if you know anything about human nature, we all spell things differently, whether it's right or wrong or just different. And that makes it searching so hard because so many variations, so many variables out there as the way people type it in. So to kind of set the stage here, if I go up to street name and I type in, let's say Palm, P-A-L-M, okay? I got 329 matches. And let's go look at those results here. You notice that every address in this list, the street name starts with P-A-L-M. But this one actually has a little bit more, Palm Meadow. And then there's Palm Grass and Palm Air and Palm City. Now you might be saying, well, Keith, not really. This one is SW Palm City. Well, no, the street name starts with Palm. SW, let's go back a step. That's your compass point. That's what that is. So the SW or the NE or the NW or just an N, that's not part of the street name. The street name starts with Palm. Okay. And if I go down to the bottom here, look at our search criteria, what it was doing. It was searching for street name is like Palm asterisk. Do you see that asterisk right there? So if I go back to the search criteria here, did you see me type in an asterisk there? No. So what that means is we automatically throw the asterisk or the wildcard into the street name here for you, because we'd rather give you too much information, too many results than not enough. So if I would have done Palm asterisk, I get the same 329 matches. So it doesn't matter if I add that asterisk or not. Now you might be saying, well, okay, great. So why are you showing me this if I don't have to use the asterisk? Well, you could use the asterisk this way. What if I put the asterisk before Palm? Now look at my results. I got 237. You know what this is saying? This means I want listings that end in the name Palm. I don't know what it started with, but I know it ends in Palm. See, the opposite way, whether you leave it straight or just Palm and asterisk, what that means is it starts with Palm. The street name starts with Palm. I just don't know the rest of it there. It's Palm something. But if I did the reverse and I said asterisk Palm, that means I know it ends in Palm. So let's take a look at our results here. When I take a look at the results, look at the street names: Cocoa Palm, Palm, Royal Palm, Palm. Now drive and place and avenue or lane is not part of the street name either. Just like SW, drive is the street type. So the street name is just Palm, okay, or Royal Palm or Lady Palm or Silver Palm. A foxtail palm. Do you see the difference that they all end in Palm? Okay, because I used the asterisk at the beginning here. Okay, now if I do the asterisk on both sides, guess what this is going to give me? It's going to give me more options. So now look, before I had 329, the other way I had 2 something. Well, look, when I do the asterisk on both sides, that's going to give me the most results right there. That means I don't know if it starts with or ends with or contains Palm. It's just Palm there. Okay. So that is, if you're struggling to find a listing on a certain street, put an asterisk on both sides there, and that will be the most. And of course, if I said Palm Edo, the more you type in between those asterisks, the less results you'll get. The less I type in, see, if I just said PAL, I'm going to get more. If I just say PA, I got even more. If I just say P in between those asterisks, you're going to get a lot more. So the less you type in there, or the more you type in there, the less results you get. So now if I look at my results, I'm going to get a mixture. I'm going to get listings starting with Palm. I'm going to get listings ending in Palm. And I'm sure there's some listings in here that's going to be Palm is in the middle. Royal Palm, whatever. I can't think of an example here. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that helps you when searching by a street name out there. The asterisk can be helpful. Now watch, I'm going to give you hopefully a real life situation that maybe you've already struggled with. Have you ever searched for a listing, and I like to use this one in St. Lucie area, okay? Street name St. Lucie, okay? Look at my statuses, coming soon, active, and active under contract. I got 27 listings on a street called St. Lucie. If I go to results, there they are. But let me ask this question. Does everyone spell St. Lucie the same way? No. You know how some people spell it? And you probably already know this one here. Some people say it's St. Lucie. And look at this. I got 17 matches there. None of them were the other matches. So there's 17 here, and I forget how many we had on the other way, right? See, some people said St. Lucie, whereas others said SAINT Lucie. 27. So 17 and 27, 44. I'm from Ohio, so if my math is not good, that's why. So that's 44 listings, but you search it one way, you only find 27. You search it the other way, you get 17. So you're going to miss some listings. And watch this. There's even a third option. ST period Lucie. And guess what? 2 people put a period after ST. So that's a third option that people can spell listings. Okay. So this is where the asterisk can help you. What did all 3 of those St. Lucie examples I gave you, what did they all have in common? They all ended in Lucie, didn't they? Okay. So knowing this asterisk here, I could simply do asterisk Lucie, and there they are, 52 of them. Okay. So if I go to results now, and I think I even picked up some, but look, I got St. Lucie, ST Lucie, ST Lucie, ST, I'm sure there's the ST period in here somewhere. Okay, let's go to page 2 here. Saints, ST, St. Lucie, Old St. Lucie. There we go. Look, that was one I didn't even find before. Someone said Old St. Now, I don't know if that's the same St. Lucie Boulevard that we're thinking of. So that could be a different one, but someone actually said old. That's why I picked up some more in here. So hopefully this wildcard will help you there. Oh, there was Port St. Lucie also. Okay. Again, I don't know if that's the same street or not. In fact, let's go to map here. And there is probably a couple different streets there. See, some were up here, some were over here, and some were down here. Okay. So when I did that search for St. Lucie, maybe I know it's in Martin County. Okay, so maybe, and I could have narrowed that down. Now it's just looking in Martin County for anything in St. Lucie, ending in Lucie there. Okay, so hopefully that wildcard helps you. Okay, I hope that helps you search out there. And just remember, I think if you hover over that question mark there and click on it, this one didn't show me the wildcard examples there. That was in street name. But the subdivision did. So if you kind of remember that. And see this more option right here? You know what I could have done? I could have opened up 3 options. And you can still do this. You can do ST period Lucy, SAINT Lucy, or you could do ST Lucy. So that's another option without using a wildcard. You could do it that way, and you still get St. Lucie spelled 3 different ways, and you've got them there too. So some people don't know there's a more button there. You can add more and more if you have multiple streets in there. Okay. Let me kind of clear that out. And let me show it to you in a subdivision. Okay. So let's say there was a Cedar Bay. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry, Cedar Point. My bad. Cedar Point. And then do the asterisk there. So now if I go to results here, it's going to show me everything in Cedar Point. Condo V, Condo Village 06, CL. They all start with Cedar Point, but some actually had condo and phase and village in there, where others just said Cedar Point. Okay. If I go to map here, is that all of them right there? Yeah, that's all of them right there. See, they're all right there. Okay. If I go back to criteria, let me do Banyan. Banyan, let's say Bay, asterisk there. Okay. Now if I go to results, they're all Banyan Bay, whatever, Banyan Bay House, PUD. And this kind of transitions into the map technique I want to show you here. Okay. If I go up to here, and I'm looking at the map, did you know you can turn on this thing called layers? And did you know, and watch this, before I turn it on, I want to ask a question. You got a radius. Radius allows you to draw circles, so a distance, okay? Allows you to draw a rectangle. So if you want to highlight a location, you can do it that way there too. Or you can draw a polygon. Polygon's probably the most popular way, because what that does is it allows you to kind of have control, and now you can draw nice even little locations there. But watch this. Do you see anything to the left of radius there? Not yet. Not until you turn on a layer. So when you turn on a layer such as zip code or city or schools, let's do neighborhood right here. When I turn on layers there, do you see what happened? One, these purple lines came up, like subdivisions. Neighborhood and subdivisions are very close. But look at that little finger right there. What that's saying is you can select that layer as a shape. So if I click on that finger, see how it turned gold? And I click on Banyan House. Now it just drew a shape around that entire subdivision for me. It drew the shape there. But that's not the one I wanted, actually. I wanted the other Banyan Bay. I wanted Banyan Bay down here. See, that's the subdivision I wanted. But now that I've got that layer for neighborhood turned on, and I go to the finger right here, now I can click on Banyan Bay, and it drew the shape for me. So just think about this. Instead of searching for a subdivision by the name, because people can type those in differently or they can be misspelled or whatever, instead of doing it that way, you could go to your map search, turn on layers such as neighborhood, and now you can select it this way. This way might be more accurate, just because it's not dependent on how people spell things. It's as long as it's mapped right. And we've done a lot of research. Most listings are mapped right. It's chances are they're spelled wrong, or the subdivision is spelled wrong. So try it both ways and see which way you get more results. Okay, because you're going to see in different neighborhoods, most of the time I think the mapping is right. Okay. So, and I can click on that finger there, and I can click on Willoughby Golf Club. I can click on it, and I can click on Fisherman's Cove. I can click on it and go to Danforth right there. Do you see what I'm doing? In fact, I can even turn off neighborhood search now, or the layer. I still have my shapes, and now I can do zip codes. And if I do zip codes, let me zoom out a little bit. Here's all the zip codes around here. Now I could say finger, and let's do 34994 zip code right there. So you can kind of commingle multiple shapes, not just neighborhoods or zip codes. You can do a little bit of both there. Okay. Any questions so far before I move on? Did anyone know this? That you can do some of this there? Anyone know you had the wild cards or the map searching ability? I love map searching. I'm definitely much more of a visual person. I like to see it on the map and to know where to search versus, I mean, you know, the criteria is all right too, I guess. Here, it's got its place, definitely. But there's your subdivision, there's your street number, the wild cards, the mapping out there. Okay. Save search and auto emails. Okay. Hopefully you know what the difference is. They're both searches that are saved. Okay, let me put it that way. Okay, save search and auto emails. They're both searches that are saved. So when you do a search for a client, and let me look at my clients here. Let me pick one here. Janelle. Janelle's a friend of mine. Okay, so let's say I'm doing a search for Janelle. I go up to search and I choose a property type, and we'll just stick with residential. And if Janelle wants me to search for listings that are single family, she wanted something that's in, we'll say Palm City there. Okay. She wants something between, let's say, 400 and 500,000. Hopefully everyone understands how to type in these fields over here. Yeah, like I just did there, 400-500 there. Okay. And again, if you have questions, type them in chat or just unmute yourself there. If I'm going too fast, let me know and I'll slow down too. Okay, so so Janelle's wanting this. She's wanting listings in that area. She's wanting single family. She's wanting 400 to 1,000 to 500,000. She's wanting at least 3 full beds or more, or no, that's bathrooms. 2 full baths or more. She's wanting bedrooms. She's wanting at least 3 bedrooms or greater. That's why I said the plus sign there. Okay, and I got 21 matches there. Okay, not too bad. So if I go to the results here and I want to save this as a search, hopefully you've seen this before, unless you're new. Some of you might be new or just, you know, don't play with this enough. But when you go to search or save down here, see actions, refine, save, and carts. Well, save. What am I saving here? Am I saving these 21 listings? No. Okay. In fact, that's what the carts is for. If I wanted to save those listings, I would select the ones I want and save it to a carts. That's a topic for another day, another webinar there. Okay. So I don't want to save those listings. I want to save the search criteria. That's what you're saving. You're saving a search criteria. And this search criteria that you can see right down there at the moment, which is 11:30 on a Thursday afternoon in August 8th of 2024, at this moment in time, these are the matches. Okay. Tomorrow, later today, next week, will I still get 21 listings when I use that search criteria? I don't know. Chances are probably not. There'll probably be some listings that are no longer on the market. There'll probably be some listings that are new to this market there, because maybe someone's adding a brand new listing right now that would meet the search criteria. Or some of these prices might change. They might drop below the $400,000 price range that I typed in there. So at the moment, I'm saving the search criteria, but what do I want to save it? Do I want to save it as a save search or as an auto email? And we'll come back later to the Speedbar shortcut. So the save search, if I choose that option, it's what I call an inactive search. An inactive search is just something where you give it a name You can or don't have to link it to a client, and that's it. That's what I'm saving. I'm saving the search criteria, but there's no action to it. So it's an inactive search in my mind. In this case, for Janelle, I don't see a purpose for that. I want to save it as an auto email for Janelle. You know why? Because now there's going to be some action to it. Now what it's going to do when I save this, and by the way, you must have a contact here. So this is where I need to go in here and I need to pick my client. Well, Janelle's there. Janelle wasn't in my contact list. Do you see I could add her right now? I could type in her name and email address, okay? But she is already there. So I'm going to save Janelle. This searches for Janelle, and I want it to be an auto email because then auto email will automatically email Janelle these current 21 listings plus anything new from here on moving forward. That's what an auto email. It's an active search. So the save search was an inactive search, not doing anything. It's there. I can go up to my matrix and go to save searches and click on it and hit results and see, but I have to do that manually. I don't want that. I want the system to auto email the listings to my client automatically. Okay. So look at my options. There's 3 options for the delivery of this auto email for Janelle. First of all, it's going to email it automatically to Janelle. That's her email address. Second option is, do I want to get a blind carbon copy of this? So when it sends it to Janelle, do I also want to get an email also? Sure, why not? But there's a third option, and it's not this one here. Actually, I guess you could consider this a fourth option here. If you put a check mark here, it could text Janelle also. But watch this. If I click on it, I cannot text Janelle until she opts in. So I'd have to send her an option to opt in, and then she would accept it and say it's okay to text her. Okay, so that's kind of a fourth option. But the third option is kind of buried down here. I call it a hidden gem. You know why? Because people don't know about it, but it's called the concierge mode. You know what the concierge mode does? In fact, I'm kind of curious, has anyone ever done the concierge mode? What the concierge mode is, it does not send it to Janelle until I approve it. Okay, I like that one, especially if I have a client like Janelle, and Janelle's a client that says she's really picky. Okay, I send her some listings and she comes back to me. She says, why did you send this one to me? Why did you send that one to me? I don't like this one. I don't like that one. You know the people. Okay, and no, in real life, Janelle's not like that. I'm just kind of pretending here. But let's say Janelle says, Keith, I told you I only want houses that have a big kitchen or an open concept. So why did you send me this listing for? So you know what I could do for people like Janelle? Instead of having it sent to Janelle right away and or blank carbon copy me, I could enable the concierge mode, because before I enable it right now, it's going to send it to Janelle as soon as possible, once a day or twice a day or monthly. But watch what happens to the schedule when I enable the concierge mode. The schedule goes away. You know why? Because now the auto email is in the concierge mode, which means it will not email to Janelle until I look at them and I approve them. Okay. Then I will know why I sent it to Janelle. So it's a really cool feature there. So once I enable the concierge mode, now it says that Matrix will alert you on your home page. On the home page of Matrix, I'm going to have a new widget called concierge mode. And Matrix will also email me, let me know that I have something waiting for me to approve for Janelle. Okay. So if I enable that there, and you notice I cannot save it yet, you know why? Because I got to give it a name of this auto email. So I'm going to call this one listings in Palm City. Okay. There's the welcome. There's a recurring email for Janelle. So first thing Janelle gets is a little welcome message from me. I can modify this message. Okay. I could say something like, please click the link below to activate. this auto email. Okay. If I like my message versus what was given to me, there is a little setting gear right there that I can save it as my default welcome message, and I won't have to type that message over and over. Okay. Once she opens this welcome email, she now gets a recurring email. This recurring email is blank. It will say Dear Janelle on it, but it'll have a little preview of all the new matches that Janelle gets from here on out. So you could modify this message too and say, hey, make sure you check listings off that you like and reject there. And you could set that as your default message there too. Okay. Okay. So now that I've given it a name, now I can save this as, why can't I put that in a concierge mode? Oh, yeah, look at that. That is gone there. Let's take this off. Let's say ASAP. See, I can save it. Let's do the concierge mode. There we go. That's just weird. Okay. Save, now it's going to save it, but it does not send those listings. I think there were 21 of them. Yeah, there's 21 listings for Janelle. If I go back to my home page, now I have a concierge widget for Janelle. So it will never send Janelle those 21 listings until I approve them. So now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to need to look at these listings and see if they have a big kitchen. Because remember, Janelle doesn't want it unless it has a big kitchen. Look at that. I think it's a nice open concept. That's what she likes. She wants to be able to have a handful of people over for a football game or Christmas or something like that and be able to entertain there. So I think she'll like that one. So I'll check mark it and I'll approve it. Now I know why she got that email. Now she questioned me, why did you send that? Well, Janelle, I thought it was a nice big kitchen for you that you like. So now I can just go down this list and kind of look at all the listings here and make a decision if I think she'll like. So then what I could do is just check off the ones that I don't think she'll like and I can reject them. Okay. Then I can pick listings that I think she will like and I can approve them. And now they just got sent to her. Okay. And look at this, I'm down to 12 now. So your job, if you put it in a concierge mode, is to start approving or rejecting them because she will never see these until you approve them there. Okay. So one more time, doing an auto email, and hopefully you've already done this. Hopefully it's just kind of a recap here. But if you go to search for your client, put in their search criteria, and I'm going to say Stuart this time. Put in your whatever criteria you want. It really doesn't matter what your criteria is. I will say though, your search criteria, your matches got to be less than 250. If you got more than 250 results, your search is too big, okay? And it won't save it as an auto email. So you go to results. Then when you're happy with it, you save it. Well, remember to save search, and there is a benefit to save search. And I'll come back, I'll show you this to you next there. There is a benefit to a save search. But in this case, I don't want it to be a save search. I want to save it as an auto email. And I'm going to pick my client. I'm going to give it a name. Blind carbon copy me, yes or no, that's up to you. Here's your welcome and recurring message there. There's my email signature. If you don't have this looking good, your email signature, you can modify it right there. If I scroll down, there's my search criteria that I'm saving with this auto email. Do I want it to go out ASAP? Once a day, twice a day? Or watch what happens. Remember what happens when I enable that concierge mode? The schedule goes away because now I've got to select them there. If I take that off, now it's going to send it to Janelle as soon as it happens, or once a day or twice a day. Okay, and then save it. Now, how do you find those saved searches or auto emails that I did for Janelle there? Well, two places. One, you can go to contacts and see right here under Janelle's name, see right here, two auto emails, there they are. Okay, that's one way. Or I can go to my matrix and go to auto emails, and right there they are. See, listings in Palm City, listings in Stewart. See, notice one was in the concierge mode, the other one wasn't. It's in a daily mode. Do you notice I'm being blind carbon copied on both of these here? Okay. Now look at the coloring over here. The red means it's been disabled, and it'll say disabled by who? Did I disable it? Did they disable it? Or did it time out? Because these auto emails will run for, I think it's 90 days. And if they don't look at it, so this one here for Eddie and Sarah, they don't look at it 90 days, we will automatically disable it because of the time limit there. Okay. But in this case, I actually turned it off. The white circle means that it was sent to this client, Janelle, but she hasn't opened it yet. As soon as she opens it, it'll turn green with a white check mark. So you got the three color codes. White means they haven't opened it. We've sent it, but she hasn't opened it. Green with a white check mark, which I don't have any, would mean they did open it and it's active. It's running and running and running until she, stops looking at it for 90 days. Or she could unsubscribe from that auto email, or I can check mark it and I can disable it. I disable it because I want to stop it. She can unsubscribe, which would stop it too. Either case, it would put a red circle with an exclamation point, either way. Now, if it is turned off, I can turn it back on. So I can click on it right here and go to settings. See, disabled by the client. And I can go right here and I can turn it back on and save it. Well, this is as the concierge mode, remember? So I'll turn off the concierge mode and I'll save it there. Okay, now it's turned back on again. Remember the concierge mode? What if I want to put it back in a concierge mode? Or what if it is in a concierge mode and I want to take it out? Either way, click on it and go to settings. When I go to settings, I can put it in the concierge mode, or I can take it out of the concierge mode, or I can change any of this, or I can change the welcome message or the recurring message, or I can just change the name of it. So you can do a lot of things in there if you need to change something there. If Janelle calls me up and wants to change the search criteria, because look at this, 400 to 500,000. Well, all I have to do is go to it and hit criteria. Now I can go in and change the price or change the search criteria, if anything there. Okay. Let's say a buddy of mine calls up, John Russell, and let's say he calls me up and said, Keith, I want, can you help me find listings in Palm City between 400 and 600, 400, 500,000 with this price? You know what I'm thinking? That's exactly what Janelle wants. So instead of me going up here and doing a brand new search for John, I just want to make a copy of this search that I created for Janelle. So to make a copy, all you do is click on it and go to results. Results, what results does, results will just carry over all that search criteria that I did for Janelle. But now when I go down here, I can save it as a brand new auto email for one of my other clients, John, right there. Okay, give it a name, do whatever I need to here, and then save it there. So again, if I want to make a copy of an auto email or a save search, they're both the same way. First, you got to go to find that save search or that auto email. Then you got to click on the name of the name of it, and then go to results. And then you save it as a new auto email for whomever, or a new save search for whoever. Okay. Doing good on time. Let's go into the favorite searches. See, here on the home page, you can have up to 10 favorite searches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guess what? I can do one more favorite search. So a favorite search is like a search template. Okay. It's something, it's a search that I use all the time. I do over and over again. And to me, a favorite search is most likely a save search. It can be an auto email though. Okay. It can be an auto email, but most likely it's a save search in my mind. So if I want to save search, let's say I do this a lot. Remember that search for Banyan Bay subdivision? Let's say I search Banyan Bay all the time. What I could do is go up to search, go to residential, go to my map search. Remember I had that map search earlier? Go up here and let's turn on neighborhoods. And Banyan Bay, I believe, was right there. I'm getting good at this. Right there. There's Banyan Bay. Okay. So let's say I do this all the time. Well, I want to go in here, use the map layers, use the finger, and click on Banyan Bay. And I've got it. I got a map around it now. So now when I go to results, I want to save it as a save search or an auto email, either way. Whenever you do that, you'll always see this option to make it one of your 10 favorite searches on your homepage. Okay. Here, let me save it as an auto email and show you that you can do it there too. You got to scroll down a little bit. Remember that concierge mode I showed you? Well, right here was enable as a favorite search on the home page. So it's there also, okay? But I think most of the time I'm going to do it from a save search. Because these are searches I do all the time. Neighborhoods I search all the time. So what I'm going to do is save it as a favorite search, give it a name. I'm just going to call it Banyan Bay if I can spell, okay, and save it. Because I have that check mark there, now what I'm going to do, if I click on the logo right here and I go back to the home page, look at this, Banyan Bay subdivision right there. So anytime someone calls me up and they want to live in Banyan Bay, all I have to do is click on it. There you go. Hey, there's 5 listings there. Yeah, but I only wanted listings between 1.2 and 1.3 million. Okay, go back here. Let me say 1.2 to 1.3 million. Oop. Okay. Now when I go to results there, there's only one listing between 1.2 and 1.3 million right there. Okay. Did I have to draw that shape again for Banyan Bay? No, it's already there for me. So ask yourself the question, do you find yourself doing a search in the same neighborhood, the same search over and over for multiple people? If so, you might want to think about saving it and then saying yes to the favorite search. And then up to 10 of them will be right here. Okay. There's another benefit to saving as a favorite search. Do you see this button right here called Update All? Update All will, what it does, watch this. When I hit Update All, it's going to update them all. So there's how many new ones since the last time I ran that search. There's 39 new ones. Notice there's no new ones since the last time I ran Banyan Bay. You know why? Because I just ran it. There's nothing new. But if I give it a week or two and I hit Update All, after a week or two, I'll probably start seeing some new ones there. If I click that, I see the total. If I click that, I see the new. So if I click on Port St. Lucie, there's 7 new, but if I click on that, I see the total. And guess what? It's been a long time since I ran it. They're all new. Okay, so that's what Update All does. And if I refresh, well, if I log out, that'll change the 0 there. So that shows you the total. That shows you the new. So the Update All button is a way to kind of keep it up to date and do it. And see the Manage? If I click on Manage, all it does is takes me to that search called Banyan Bay, and now I can delete it. Now I can go to criteria, I can hit results, I can go settings, do whatever I need to with it there. So take advantage of the favorite searches. I really would. You know, find 10 of them that you like to do all the time and just save it there, and then it's there for you. But if you ever run out of 10, this is where the speed bar search comes in at. Okay, here's that speed bar right up here. So let's say I wanted to do one for that Cedar Points, and I already used up all 10 of my options here. Well, I can go to do a search and do Cedar Point. Okay, subdivision. Coming soon, that's fine. I got 20 of them here. So let's say that's the subdivision I search for all the time. I go to results, but I can't save it as a favorite search. Do you see that there? I can't save it. You know why? I've already hit my 10. So I can't, there's no option. So guess what else you can do? You could save it as a speed bar shortcut. See right here? So watch this. When you save it as a speed bar shortcut, it wants you to give it a name, and look at the name. The name's got to have a slash in it, the forward leaning slash, and keep it short. Don't call it something really long. Okay. If it's really long, it kind of defeats the purpose of a speed bar. Speed bar means quick, fast. And plus you can't have any spaces. So if I try to call this Cedar Point, when I try to save it, it's going to give me an error message that you can't have symbols or spaces in there. So you could call it Cedar Points, or you know what you could do, just call it CP. Oop. I know what that means. And if you want to, see there's a description here. You can describe, this is searching the subdivision called Cedar Point. Okay. So you can give it a little description. Look at this. I have other existing speed bar shortcuts. Do you see them all here? So that's a new one I want to save. So what this does is right here, anytime I come in, I can do a slash CP and hit enter. And there's 20 listings. See, they're all in Cedar Point. Look at my search criteria. Got the 3 statuses and I got Cedar Point. So all I did was do slash CP and it found it. The problem with the speed bar shortcut though, is you're gonna have to remember what you called them, because when you log in here, you're like, so if you forget what they're called, they're under your name up here, and they're under settings. When you go to settings, you'll see it right here, speed bar shortcuts. So if you ever forget what they are, you'll see here, I got one called Area 1, Area 8, CP, and there's the description. So this helps remind you of what it's called there. Okay. There's one last thing about the speed bar shortcut you can do. You can do slash CP space, but now you can do a price range. Let's say a $1, one, and I don't know what the price range is of this neighborhood. Let me do CP first. They're anywhere from 143 up to 495. Okay, so let's say 100 to 200,000. So if someone wants to live in Cedar Point, slash CP space $100-200. Do you see what I did there? That's the subdivision, or that's my speed bar shortcut. But now I said 100 to 200,000. See, if I say 100 plus, that means I want more, 100,000 or more. If I say minus, that means I want listings 100,000 or less. But if I say dash, that means in between. And you can do this. You can say, but only 3 plus 2 plus. Okay. You know what that means? That means 3 or more bedrooms and 2 or more bathrooms. So if I hit my enter button here, there's no listings in that subdivision between that price range with 3 or more bedrooms and 2 or more baths. Let's just do the price range here. There we go. Yeah, you know why? Because they're all only 1 full bath there. Or if it does have 2 full baths in between that price range, it's only got 2 bedrooms there. Okay. Oh, look, all the bedrooms. So that must be all their condos. Yeah, so they're smaller. Yeah, 1 and 2. Okay. So, and see that question mark right there? If you click on it, it'll kind of teach you how to use that speed bar right there. It's teaching you how to use it there. So there's a lot of options in there. Okay. Any questions? I think that's pretty much it. Do I need to recap anything for anyone? Any other searching questions at all? Just remember, I'll be there in a couple of weeks. I'll be doing some in-person training classes, so feel free to come and join those classes there. We'll be doing more webinars. Check the calendar. Well, we'll see what next month's webinar is. I'm not really sure what that one is yet there, but so no questions, anyone? I hope you got something out of this. Okay. Searching, map searching, the wildcard, the map searching, the layers searching, the concierge mode. I really like the concierge mode. A lot of people just don't know about it there. So, okay. All righty. Well, thank you for your time today, and hope you'll come back for some more training on whatever topics. And you can always reach out to Renee or Marisa there at the board, and they can get me involved if you do have questions or concerns out there. Okay. In person is Wednesday the 28th. Wednesday the 28th. Thanks, Renee. All right. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. Hope you guys are having a good week, and I think that I don't think the hurricane got in your way too bad. So I think hopefully you guys are all safe then. Okay. All righty. Thanks, Barry. Appreciate it. Thanks. Good. I'm glad it's CE, not this one. I don't think, Renee. I don't think it's CE for this. We do have CE for the 101 class though. The in-person in a couple of weeks, but not for this one. No, I don't think so anyways. Yeah, no. Okay. Thanks, Renee. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Take care.